Blessings everybody, Evangelist Celia here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, if you are new to the channel, I'm gonna ask that you go ahead right now and hit on that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Watch the videos, like the videos, comment on the videos, and most of all, share the videos with somebody. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for returning back to the channel. Guys, please remember, turn on your notification bells, because by turning on your notification bells, this is one of the ways that you will be notified whenever time I go live or whenever time I upload a content on the channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before I got married. So if you are married, if you're not married, and once you're interested, stay right there and we'll get right into the video. Now guys, I have been married for almost 25 years. Coming this September, my husband and I will be celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. Yes, it has been a journey. I have learned so much throughout this journey of marriage. I did a video recently, a live stream should say recently, where I talk about things I wish I knew before I got married. But some persons were still not satisfied and they wanted me to do a video just to summarize up everything. Now, this is the reason why I'm doing this video. Now, entering into marriage, you don't know everything, but there were some things that were surprising to me after I got married. Now, some of the things that were surprising to me that I wish I knew before I got married, I'm not going to share all, but I'm just going to share a few of them with you. So maybe you are planning to get married, maybe you are engaged, and even maybe you are already married. Maybe you are not yet thinking about marriage, but with whatever the case, you are going to need or find this information helpful one of these days. Now, there were some things that were surprising to me when I entered into marriage. I'm going to share a few of them with you. Stay right there. Now, the first thing I wish I knew, I wish somebody told me. I wish there was a manual. I wish there was just something that would inform me, educate me, how to deal with, how to handle in-laws. Yes, when you get married, make sure that you keep in-laws out of your marriage. Keep them out of your relationship. Keep them out of your business. You are married to the man. He's married to you. You're not married to his mother, his father, his siblings, or his family members, and vice versa. Make sure when you get married, even before you get married, make sure you build a wall. Make sure you build a barrier. Make sure you draw the line when it comes on to in-law, that in-law cannot cross. His family members or your family members cannot cross. When you have an argument, keep it between you and your spouse. Don't include no in-law, no sister-in-law, no brother-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law. Keep in-law out of your business. Your marriage is between you and your spouse and God, nobody else. So whatever happens, it's between the three of you. If you allow in-law to come in your relationship and you allow them to have a say in your marriage, your relationship, if you allow them, to have a say, let me tell you something, they will tear your relationship with your spouse apart. They will create division. So the first thing I wish that somebody told me was how to deal with in-laws. The marriage is between you, your spouse, God. If you want your marriage to last, if you want to have a happy, long-lasting, healthy marriage relationship, keep in-laws out of your business. Now, another thing I wish I knew before I got married, nobody told me. Now, I wish I knew how important sex was. Now, sex is powerful. God created sex. And when two people come together in the right way, in the right context, and that is marriage, when you come together and the two are your flesh twain and become one, and your souls knit, it is very powerful when it is done in the right way, in the right form, the right context. Now, before you get married, Satan tempts you. There's a temptation. You want to have sex. But after you get married now, the enemy comes in and he tempts you again for you to withhold sex from your spouse. Because Satan knows that when you fall into that temptation, he knows what can happen because he wants to destroy you. No, the Bible says that you should not withhold sex from your spouse, only under one condition: to seek God. To go in that secret place and to have and spend some time with God for a certain amount of time. You see, the enemy knows how powerful it is when a husband and wife comes together and to knit and to bond. He knows how powerful it is. So that is why he comes in and he wants to create this division. But the devil is a liar. So that is one of the other thing that I wish I knew. So the third thing I wish I knew before I got married is you can grow together. You and your spouse, you can grow together. You don't have to have it all. Your spouse doesn't have to be rich. You don't have to be rich, but you can still grow together and acquire what you want out of life. All you got to do is to just work together, communicate. You got to just make sure that both of you have the same mindset. You have the same thing in sight. Both of you have the same goals in mind, the intention and the determination. My husband and I, when we got married, we didn't have anything. We didn't have anything, but God has been good. We have grown together over the years and we thrive together. Whatever we do it together. And today we still don't have a lot, but we are thankful. So when you get married, there must be unity. There must be unity. There must be unity. When both of you are united, that's a force spiritually and temporally. So not only temporally, but also spiritually. And that is where I believe the Bible comes in and it says, one trace 1,000, two put 10,000 to flight. Spiritually, you put 10,000 to flight. Temporarily also, when two of you join together, there is so much that you can do. You are powerful because unity is strength. The fourth thing I wish people would talk about before marriage is submission. Submission does not make you weak. Submission does not mean that you are weak. As your husband gets under the submission of Christ, so you as the wife gets under the submission of your husband. Submission does not mean that you are weak. And there is a difference between submission and controlling. Submission and controlling is two separate things. Submission and abuse is two different things, two separate things. So when your husband submits to Christ, it is easy for you to submit to your husband because the Bible did say he is the head of the household. So wives, there is nothing wrong with you being submissive to your husband. There is nothing wrong with you being obedient to your husband. And there is nothing wrong with you seeking your husband permission in making decision, because that is the way it should be. You are a team, you work together. And right there it goes back to communication. So it's like when you have the soccer players and when one person strikes a goal, the entire team celebrate because you're on the same team. Husband and wife, you're on the same team. Wives, don't let anybody, don't let your friends tell you, say, ooh, so your husband have to tell you when to leave. Your husband, you have to ask your husband permission. Tell them, yes, you got to ask permission. That is what the Bible says. As long as your husband is submissive to Christ, then you should be submissive to your husband. There is nothing wrong with it. And it doesn't mean that you are weak. It doesn't mean that you are feeble. And it doesn't mean that you cannot make decisions. You're incapable of making decisions. It is just the right way. All right, so the fifth and final thing I wish I knew, and I wish people would talk about it before marriage. There is no such thing as the perfect marriage. Marriage is hard work. Every marriage, teeth and tongue is going to meet, and that is real. Every marriage, you're going to have disagreements. You're going to have quarrels. You are going to have ups and you're going to have downs. There is no such thing as the perfect marriage. You live together, you learn from each other, you grow together. Sometimes you're going to have bad days and sometimes you're going to have good days. Remember, two different people come together that the Lord has joined and twain to become one. You are two separate individuals becoming one. So in that becoming one, there's going to be a lot of disagreements, a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Sometimes you're not going to see eye to eye. Sometimes you're going to have to apologize. Sometimes you're going to say things that the other one don't like. You're going to hurt each other sometimes, not intentionally. And you're going to have to apologize. Apologize appropriately. Mean it. Do it appropriately and mean what you say. And the other party is going to have to be accept that apology and accept it and mean it. Don't accept it. There's a saying that says you forgive, but don't forget. That other party is going to have to forgive. Not that you forget where it is wiped from your memory, but you're going to have to forget. It means that you're not going to bring it up every now and then. Because when you forgive from the heart. You don't forgive from the mouth. So you say you forgive, but as soon as something happens tomorrow or 2 weeks after, then you bring up back what the other party did or the other party hurt you. No, you forgive. And when you forgive, you speak from your mouth and it comes from the heart. It should come from the heart. So it doesn't mean that it is wiped from your memory, but it means that you still remember, but it is in the past. The past is the past. And because you are married and you have to continue and you have to go on. But if you keep on bringing up things that happened in the past every now and then, your marriage is not going to be as healthy as you want it to be, and it will not last either. Sometimes quarrel is good. It also makes the marriage healthy. A lot of times persons will look and say, boy, as husband and wife, you're not to quarrel. It not come in. There is no such thing. And it make the marriage healthy. And sometimes when you quarrel and then you go and you make up and you apologize and say, I am sorry. And you say, I forgive you. And it's all a part of the journey. There is no such thing as a perfect marriage. Show me a couple that say they have the perfect marriage and I show you and I tell you that those persons are lying. Marriage is hard work. You have to put in the work so that your marriage can be healthy and it can last. Remember, guys, when you get married, the marriage is not between you and your spouse. The marriage is you, your spouse, and God. God should be the foundation that marriage is built on. When you have decisions to make, you don't just make it between yourself. You take it to God. You communicate and talk about it, and then you take it to God. Marriage is beautiful. And I would encourage young people, my sisters, my brothers, to get married. But just wait on God. Make sure God sends you the person that He has for you. Sisters, don't go chasing a husband. The Bible says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. So the man is supposed to come and find. Guys, it is good when two people who love each other can come together as husband and wife, serve God together, pray together, and work together in unity and love. Guys, if this video If you found it interesting, if you found it helpful, if it has been a blessing to you, then remember, like, comment, share, and those of you who not subscribe yet, subscribe to the channel, no man. Guys, I see you in the next video. Shalom.